Bienvenue.
Salam. Sasigal. Assalamu alaikum.
Funyinle. Ow.
Vanakkam.
Welcome.
I recognize my own bias and take action to change.
We are proud of who we are and who we are becoming.
My school's policies and procedures are equitable and inclusive. I am encouraged to use my home language at school.
Assalamu alaikum. Peace be with you. Welcome to our webcast addressing religious accommodations within our schools.
At the York Region District School Board, we believe all students can succeed regardless of their background or circumstances.
This belief statement has been guiding the work of our system with regards to religious accommodations. The purpose of this webcast is to help parents understand how the York Region District School Board is committed to providing an inclusive school environment to promote student achievement and overall well-being. This webcast will also help you understand how to navigate the varied resources available through the school board and how you can serve as an important partner in creating an inclusive and caring environment within your school. In this webcast, we will share our commitment to honoring and respecting your religious beliefs in the context of your child's learning environment. By the end of this webcast, you will be better informed about the avenues available to you to successfully meet your child's needs, learn and understand your role as an advocate in your child's education, and we hope to enter an ongoing dialogue with you as we work together to meet the learning needs of your child. We recognize your vital role in continually keeping us informed of your needs. It is through this dialogue that we will be able to support your child's needs. York Region District School Board continually responds to the growing, diversified needs of its community by gathering, identifying key resources to support all stakeholders, providing a range of accommodations. We are able to build a sense of community and belonging for all students. Realizing the promise of diversity, Ontario's equity and inclusive education strategy is the policy that guides our work in public education. Here, you will see the assortment of documents in place as referenced by board personnel. We are proud to direct you to our Equity and Inclusive Education Board Policy number 261. As a parent of a child in a York Region school, there are many resources available to you that can support your request for a religious accommodation to support the well-being of your child. These are public and are available on the YRDSB website. If you require translation services, please ask your local school for services that may be available or contact Inclusive School and Community Services housed at Dr. Betty Stevenson Centre for Learning for assistance. These resources continue to be developed and grow. This is one more effort to recognize your identity and how to meet your needs. We are ever more aware that the needs of our students and communities require greater understanding and sensitivity. Parents know their children better than we ever will. Unless parents are part of the dialogue, we will not be able to meet their needs as effectively. In the past, student values may have been compromised, and they may not have known how to advocate for themselves. Parents also may not have known how to navigate and support their child's learning. With this webcast, we hope to empower you by clarifying your desire for this need to be addressed. This conversation with our school staff can be supported by the Request for Religious Accommodation statement that is posted on the York Region District School Board website. As well, the statement is included on page 6 of the student agenda. The Accommodation of Religious Requirements, Practices, and Observances document is another resource that is available to you. Now, on the public site, if you go to Parents, and then Equity and Inclusive Education, Request for Religious Accommodations, you will find the Request for Religious Accommodations statement that is included on page 6 of the agenda book. You will also find the Religious Accommodation Guidelines resource. Request for Religious Accommodations. There may be circumstances where students and families will request accommodation for religious beliefs in curriculum areas including the arts and physical education. Accommodations may include different instruction and assessment opportunities, as well as an accommodation of full withdrawal. If you or your child are interested in discussing an accommodation based upon your religious beliefs, please speak with your child's teacher and the school principal. By providing a range of accommodations, we are building a sense of community and belonging for all students. Religious accommodation guidelines, as well, can be found on the board site, and this is a resource that can support you in your conversations with schools. Upon requesting an accommodation for religious beliefs with your child's teacher or school administrator, they may send home an arts engagement questionnaire if arts are part of the request for accommodation, which might be also accompanied by a letter from the school inviting you to meet with the school to discuss your request. There are board representatives, community liaison, music consultant, arts coordinator, and interpreters that can assist your conversation. In a music class context, these are 3 possible instructional and assessment accommodations that could be provided around providing choice, alternative content, and alternative learning opportunities. Choice possibly around the instrument used for instruction in class. Alternative content, for example, choosing different music if the music is not meeting the needs of the child. And alternative opportunities, non-performance related tasks that students can use to demonstrate their understanding but that are non-performance based. An important piece of the conversation is with your child and the teacher, or the child, parent, guardian, and the teacher together discussing the focus of the curriculum and the learning goals of the subject to have a clear understanding of what is being asked of the students in class. It's important that parents and guardians and students be very clear on what arts education looks like in our schools. Dance is expressing thinking through movement. Drama is expressing oneself through role. Music is about communication and expression through performance and composition. And visual arts gives students multiple modes of creativity, critical thinking, which are the key 21st century skills that employers are looking for. The arts are a form of communication and help students work in groups, build self-esteem and independence. However, we respect your beliefs. How do you communicate with your school? How would the conversation look? The school will not necessarily have all the answers. It will take time. It's important that you build strong relationships and partnerships with the school. And one of the ways to ensure that individual accommodations are appropriately met within your school is to maintain an open, honest, and positive dialogue. In order to reach the best possible accommodation to meet your child's specific need, you may wish to consider some guiding questions identified here that might support your conversation. It's important that you've had a conversation with the teacher and or administrator about your concerns. Did you contact or request a meeting to discuss the accommodation that you might require? What specific aspects of the curriculum challenge your faith or beliefs or practices? Is movement okay, but set to music it's a problem? Or physical contact, for example, holding hands for a song performance, is not permitted, but participating in a movement piece is fine as long as hand-holding is not part of the activity. Singing in a choir is appropriate, but a solo performance is not. Am I not comfortable performing publicly, but I can participate in a class setting? And during a holy month or observance, my child is not able to participate in any music or arts education. How can I be an advocate for my child's academic experience? Be aware of the resources that are available and think about your role in clearly communicating your needs in a timely manner. This helps to strengthen the relationship between home and school, leading to student achievement and well-being. Ask questions. Don't feel embarrassed or feel that your voice is not important, because it is. Talk with your child. How do they feel about certain activities they are being asked to complete? Help the teacher understand where you are coming from and the unique accommodations that may be needed for your child. What are my boundaries with the tasks, learning, or activities being presented to my child? Differentiate between the non-negotiable expectations and ones that can be flexible. Outline your values and the morals that need to be maintained in all teaching. Can I offer alternatives to help my child succeed? Can I volunteer my time as a guest speaker? Can I provide some resources from my culture or my faith that could support the arts curriculum? Some additional questions that you might consider would be, can you tell me more about what the music curriculum is for my child and what that entails in class? You might want to express that I am uncomfortable with and ask the question, how can you accommodate my child? And what options can be made available for my child? You may want to identify your faith and be aware that schools may ask you to help them understand what your needs are. Thank you for your interest in this webcast. We hope that it will be helpful as you engage in these conversations with your school, your teacher, your administrator, between yourself and your child.